Okay, coming up, our friend Ellen, thank you for that beautiful story. Our friend Ellen Feldman-Ornato. Ellen is a 3 times over business owner whose current adventure applies improvisation to learning. She has told stories all over the world because internet, and mostly in Hartford, New York. Ellen's 2 daughters are both each getting married. Do I say both or each? I'm not sure. But they're both getting married in the next 3 months. So most of her spare time is spent calming nerves, her husband's and her daughters, and enjoying this magical time. Also, she thought this was the exact right moment to get a kitten. I said there's no right time to get a kitten. It's truly a wonder, she says, that work is happening and her story came together. As far as a lie that someone told her, she says, my Aunt Bee knew everything. She told us that girls who sit on countertops will never get married. Our friend Ellen Feldman-Ornato.
Probably the only one who doesn't have to adjust the mic after you. It's 3 in the afternoon on July 23rd, 2023, when I crossed the threshold into the Seattle train station, hauling my suitcase behind me. I've been in Seattle for 3 days, visiting with my best friend, Donna Ray. And now I'm on my way up to British Columbia, to Vancouver, to speak at a professional conference. And I've chosen the train that I'm about to take because it's a scenic ride along the Pacific coast, and I'm so looking forward to just chilling out on this train. When I walk into the train station, I notice that to my left there's a big queue at track 2, and I wonder if that's my train. So I look up at the big board in front of me, and I go, I don't see my train listed. Okay. I walk over to the ticket windows and step right up and meet Doris, whose name says Doris with a little kitty cat sticker on it. And Doris she's got bedazzled glasses and they're sitting on the end of her nose, and she looks up and she goes, hello, honey, how can I help you? And I pull up the QR code for my train ticket and I pass it through the plexiglass and say, I don't see my train on the board. And she looks down at it and she scans it. She looks at her computer screen and she goes, oh, honey, you made the classic mistake. You bought a ticket for Vancouver, Washington, not Vancouver, British Columbia. At this point, my heart starts to pound. And she says, don't worry, it's not a problem, there are other trains today. So Doris gets to work. She puts her glasses up and she starts looking at the different screens. And she's clacking away and she goes, mm-mm. And she's clacking away and she goes, uh-uh. And she calls her coworker over. And her coworker goes, uh-uh. Now my heart is pounding really hard. She goes, honey, on any other day, I could have gotten you on a train. But today is the worst possible day you could have chosen. First, there's a Seattle Mariners, Toronto Blue Jays ball game going on right now. And around 4 o'clock, that lets out. At about 4:30, all of those fans come in and they're either happy or sad, but they are all getting on the train back to Canada. There's not a seat on that train. And you haven't walked out the back door of the train station yet, but when you do, you are going to be engulfed by Taylor Swift fans. And that concert starts at 6 p.m. over there at Lumen Stadium. And there are 0 tickets available on that return train. Doris looks up and she goes, and at this point I just start crying. And like the tears just start flowing. And I see her go like this, and she tells everyone behind me to move to the next line, and she slides a tissue underneath that slot. What Doris can't know is that for the last 3 days, I've been at my best friend's bedside, in the intensive care unit at Hartford Hospital. She was rushed there 3 weeks before after suffering a major aneurysm at her home in Alaska, and she was medevaced here. And it's been a rough 3 days, really rough. And I've been physically threatened on the street a couple times as I've walked back and forth between the hospital and my hotel. And worst of all, I've screwed up again. I've made a common error for me, which is booking the wrong train at the wrong time, booking the plane to the wrong airport, like little things like that happen fairly frequently in my world. Missed appointments, but right now I can't forgive myself for any of it. And Doris can see that. And then she goes, honey, I figured it out. I got you on a bus. I'm like, it's not a train, but okay. And she says, here's the good news. The bus leaves at around 11. You'll get into Vancouver at about 2 in the morning, but it's less money. You get about $20 back, so go get a glass of wine. So I take Doris's advice to heart, and I go out the back of the train station, and I get engulfed in the love that is Taylor Swift fans. They're bedazzled, and they are swirling, and they have t-shirts and hats, and they hug and kiss in the street, and they give me friendship bracelets. I didn't even know that was a thing. And I feel better, and I'm lifted by how excited and happy they are. After dinner, I come back to the train station, and I sit there for the next 6 hours. I get to see the Blue Jays fans come back victorious because they won that night. And then I sit there and plug in my earphones and watch the Gilmore Girls to calm my nerves. 3 months later, I'm at a conference, another professional conference in Canada, and I'm sitting knee to knee with another woman, and it's a get to know you exercise. And the facilitator asks us a question, and the question is, talk to your partner about a book that you've read recently that made an impression. And I'm ready. I say, ooh, can I go first? The book is Untamed by Glennon Doyle. And the reason I love the book so much is because what she talks about is that in our lives, we have cages around us. And those cages are formed by the stories we tell us about ourselves and that other people tell us about us. And it's based on our experiences. And I look up, and Cheryl, my partner, she's crying. And I look at her, I'm like, what's going on? She said, I just need to read this book. I just got diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 61. And I'm starting to unwind my life and look at it through a new lens, which is that I am neurodiverse, and it's a reason that I've had so many problems in my personal and professional life for years, and I've made myself wrong for that. And over the course of the next couple days, Cheryl and I have enough conversations that when I get back to Connecticut, I immediately call my doctor and say, I think I need to be evaluated to see if I have ADHD. So I fill out, there's an online form, it's ADHDonline.com. Doctor said, you can get reimbursed for it, but of course I lost the receipt, so I can't. And on a Likert scale of never is a 1, and 5 is always, I start to answer questions. How often do you get interrupted and completely lose track of meetings? 5. How often do you interrupt people during conversations? 5. How often in conversation do you take the conversation, pull it in, and make it about yourself? 5. How often do you lose things? 12. At what age did you start to get feedback from the people around you that you were too much, talked too much, were too distracted? 5. It was really clear when I was 5, but diagnosing girls with ADHD was not a thing until very recently. It's been 2 years since the report from that ADHD online thing came back as I have moderate to pervasive ADHD in social and business settings. And I've begun to open the door to the cage and really question the stories that I've told about myself. All the not enough that I was saying that I wasn't had a lot to do with the fact that I'm neurospicy, right? And when I first got the diagnosis, everything about me was all about ADHD, and it's more integrated now. I was really annoying for quite a while. My daughters, when I told them I had ADHD, they said, of course you do. Have you met us? She's like, we knew in college, we used to borrow kids' meds all the time. And I'm like, well, of course I didn't know about this because they were in college. My husband, though, has really it's shifted our relationship because now he doesn't take personally the things that he used to take very personally, like, did you not see that thing on the stairs? Nope. Did you intentionally not put this stuff away that I asked you? Nope. Did you just lose focus while we're having a conversation? Yes. It's not personal. It's just how my brain works. I think you want to know that my friend has made miraculous recovery. Miraculous. And both of us are integrating new ways of being based on what we now know about ourselves, our capabilities, and what's available for us in the future. Thank you.